welcome back to my channel. Today we're checking out more Pirate Warriors 4, and also going to be talking about One Piece, the Egghead Arc. Both manga and anime, so there will be spoilers up until, in the anime, 1095 is the newest episode, and the newest chapter at the moment is 1108. So we're getting pretty far, and honestly, Egghead is starting to actually feel like we're in the final saga, especially with one of the last parts where we left off. And we don't even have a break. We're actually getting a chapter next week, but where the manga left off, we basically had Vegapunk announcing to the world's history of some kind. And I'm assuming this is going to be like one of the big sparks of the quote-unquote Egghead incident or whatever that we were referenced back a couple chapters, like quite a few chapters ago now, I think. But I think that'll be partially to it. I'm really loving the Gorosei. I think Saint Saturn is the one that's on Egghead at the moment. I really like the monstrous design they went for. Just getting to see more Gear 5th is always fun. And just the stuff with Vegapunk has just been amazing. We have everything with Bonnie going on. It's just so crazy. Right now, in the anime and manga, practically every single week is like peak One Piece. It is honestly crazy. It's hard to believe how just excited I am for stuff. And getting to see it in anime form is amazing. Getting to see like that colorful Egghead Island, and getting to see it with a bit more perspective and not just 2D pictures, and kind of like see the full island unfold in a couple of the anime-only scenes we've gotten here and there. I really like the voice actors for the Vegapunks, like the punks, and just so far really been good. Like the comedy's also really good in this arc. It's not quite like a Thriller Bark level, but still really good. But yeah, right now in the manga, we have Saint Saturn and Kizaru, kind of the big bads at the moment, and then we have the Giants coming into fray, and just there was also a mention of Vice Admiral Dahl being under Saul, like the giant from Robin's backstory. So I'm really hoping we get to see some of their relationship, or how they work together, or if she's sort of on his side, and or just doesn't even know what actually happened to him, and just thinks he deserted. And then in the anime, we have everyone meeting all the Vegapunks. I think next episode will be like, quote unquote, like the real Vegapunk, and we finally got to see the giant robot, and the information that Egghead, or at least an Egghead similar island, is from pre-Void Century, which is very interesting. And I assume that is reference to, I think in Robin's backstory, Dr. Clover mentions something about an advanced civilization of some kind, and they had enemies that would go on to create the world government. So we're gonna see how everything connects together here is really awesome. And then we have in the anime right now, we're getting to see much more of the Seraphim, which is so awesome. We just had Law's, well, at least the first half of Law's fight. I think he only got, there was either 2 or 3 chapters that it took place over, but I'm really looking forward to the next section with Laws. I think that's quite a few episodes away, but just everything is so peak right now, and I'm excited to start to see a lot of like because we haven't had like a ton of like big fights in Egghead. It's kind of been a lot of like skirmishes and a lot of lore and cool reveals and stuff, but gonna see all those like little conflicts in the anime is gonna be so satisfying, because I feel like the manga suffers for sometimes where stuff is like a tiny little panel, and then it kind of is a page, and then it doesn't get a lot of time to breathe, where in the anime they don't have a choice to make something like that small and insignificant. Everything kind of has to take up full screen and have voice acting and get time for it. So it gives itself a little bit more area to breathe. And plus the anime has just been cutting back the time that they use in the episode, which I could see some people being mad about, but it has fixed the pacing so much. I think we're still getting just like one chapter per episode, but now we don't have a lot of those stretched out scenes. A lot of the ones we have now are just like kind of for effect and the directing choice, but they use like 2 minutes or something in the back half of the episode with people talking about characters and whatnot, and like a little after show thing with the voice actors. And then we also have endings now, which we hadn't had for so many years. So just like the time it scrapes off of the actual episode makes the episodes themselves look better and feel better and not quite as drawn out and awful like a Dressrosa, or some of the Wano was actually pretty bad for how stretched out it felt. But right now it feels great, and just with so much going on in Egghead Island and so much new information, it's a lot. It feels like there's a lot more in each episode almost, and even if we don't have like big fights or anything, we're getting like lore drops and introduced to characters. We're on a new island, which it's been so many years since we've been there, and I just overall absolutely loving One Piece. And like, we even got like the monsters one shot. I honestly hope, I doubt it'll happen because it's not related to One Piece, but in that wanted one shot book that Oda put out, we have the Romance Dawn animated over already, of like the pre-One Piece template or whatever he made, and then we have monsters. But there's also one called A God's Gift for the Future, where a man, I think he's a pickpocket and is on like the bad side of God to say, and was essentially gonna be killed because God had a notebook that he could write anything in it and cause it to happen. And he accidentally, I think, misspells it, or just because words can be similar in Japanese, ends up sending a meteorite to blow up a department store. So he gives the book to the guy, and he has to save everyone in the department store, and then it will be forgiven and allow him to live. And it's just a really good story. It's really short, but it was a really fun read. There's also a really cool panel actually in it where when he's jumping out of the building, he's doing basically the Nika pose, where Luffy's like up by the moon. It is almost like identical posing. It must just be how it works and things, but it's just really cool. But the whole story is really funny and a nice, cute little thing. I would love to see an anime adaptation for it, just like a quick OVA, somewhat like Monsters. And then this isn't for One Piece, but it's related to a one-shot. Toriyama has the Sandland movie that came out. I haven't watched it yet because it's not digital yet, I don't think. But I believe it's also getting a series or something along that line, and it's also getting a video game. So it's just really cool to see like smaller one-shots get adapted, because I kind of like the smaller self-contained stories. I do love a big, massive story like One Piece, but it's nice to have a story that you can read quick, have an ending, kind of love the characters, not have to go through a whole big thing and have to wait so many years. But yeah, kind of just wanted to talk about anime and whatnot, play some Pirate Warriors, but that'll be it for this video, and I will catch you guys all later. Peace!